Well, Bitcoin has stabilized at almost exactly $14 a coin. I'm tired of waiting for a jump. So I'm taking the loss and getting my cash back.
I wish I had kept my 1,700 Bitcoin at 6 cents instead of selling them at 30 cents. They are at $8.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie.
Live long and prosper.
Hope you're having a great start to your week. Now, Bitcoin did start off with a little bit of a dip, but today we are back up over 4%. Bitcoin actually got all the way up to $10,410 this morning. We had a slight pullback right now. We're kind of sitting around the $10,200, $10,300 level. Now, I do want to go into why Bitcoin may have potentially had that pullback, and I also want to talk about the ultimate level that if Bitcoin can get to, well, the bears are just going to basically have to kiss their downside bias goodbye, because that's pretty much it for them. We're going to go into that today. I also actually want to go over the fact that the chief economist from the CME Group has now said that a 2% Bitcoin exposure might be a good idea for some of these investors. You know, you keep seeing them go from 1% to 2%. We saw Fidelity go to 3% yesterday. I do want to discuss that. We also had William Shatner come out and, kind of have some not so nice things to say about Bitcoin SV. We have the U.S. Secret Service allocating a potential $2.4 billion to basically be the crypto police. And if that sounds good to you, that's what we're going to talk about today. So if this is your first time checking out the Crypto Zombie channel, well, what are you waiting for? We do this almost every single day. Yesterday, I did have to take a bit of a break. What happens, guys? I take a break, Bitcoin takes a dip, I come back, Bitcoin's back above 10K. Well, let's dive in. Let's have a look. Oh, and today is the Ledger Nano S giveaway. We do this every single Monday. We're going to give that away at the end of the video. If you're interested, drop a comment on any video throughout the course of the week, and you are eligible. Now, let me give this a quick refresh live. 63.4% Bitcoin dominance. Now, Ethereum still outpacing Bitcoin today. You can see Bitcoin up 2.8, Ethereum up 3.2. All right. Now, having a look at some of the gainers today, we have Hashgraph actually up 58%. Wow. Terra, Quant, Nervos, Chainlink, Synthetic. So really good day all around again for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, you could see right here, we were literally talking about Bitcoin having this dip. It came down. You can see right here, exactly to the heart line of this ascending wedge, and boom, we skyrocketed once again. And yeah, we got up to $10,400. Now you can see right here, even on the CME futures chart, we were struggling at around the $10,000 level. CME actually got all the way up to about 10,575. So we got these Wall Street guys extra bullish on Bitcoin, right? Now you can see that the level up here that we had the CME gap from way back, where was that? Back in August, that was actually up at $11,800. Now, the question is, are we actually going to pump up to $11,800 to fill that gap? Well, I want to talk about why that could be the most critical level for Bitcoin. I'll get into that in just a second. Now, you can see we do have some serious resistance here inside the blue zone at around the $10,350 level. Before we get into that, though, I just want to say this sort of red zone down here, this little dip, this fake out that everybody was freaking out about, that was honestly a blessing. It was a beautiful opportunity to accumulate Bitcoin. And you know the saying, when there's fear in the streets, when there's blood in the streets, right? Even if it's your own, well, then you should probably buy, right? Not financial advice, but you can see right here the significance of this level right here. We had this major wick down on the week of January 16th back in 2018, and then the heart line became the resistance at around May 13th. And currently, when we had that China pump, we got stomped out there, and we are currently getting stomped out at that level again, all right? So that is why this level is so critical to beat. However, you could see, kind of looking at that $11,800 level for the CME futures, well, the critical level that I'm looking at, that I think it's basically game over for the bears, is right here, right around the $11,355 level. And the reason that I am saying this is because this is where we have the wick from the all-time high of 2017 to the wick of last year's high, basically hitting the level where we have that pump this month. And if we can have the pump this month to get up to that level above the $11,355 mark and stay above that mark and potentially close above that mark on the monthly, wow. Can you sense the excitement? Can you sense the excitement? It is full on over for the Bears. I'm sorry, guys. Give it up. However, you do have some sort of negative, remarks. For example, we do have Joe 007. Now, I want to be honest. This guy, he's a very good trader. In fact, if you look at Bitfinex, he is number one on the leaderboards, okay? Now, obviously, he's the number one trader giving consent. Not all traders want you to know what they're doing, but he is number one. And, he says right here, they're talking about a healthy retracement, and he made a comment saying healthy retracement without fiat in the system. How about crashing so that the whole crypto space is essentially wiped out? Now, he's basically saying that there's not enough fiat inflow, that this is really just sort of maybe Bitcoin money that's already been in Tether that's being pumped back into the ecosystem, right? Now, we all know about the Tether scandal, that Tether is just being printed out of thin air. They're using the Tether to buy Bitcoin. I'm not going to go into this. We've gone over this again and again. However, it is a possibility, right? So that's his negative sort of outlook on it. And if that were the case, then maybe we could have a dump, but are we going to dump and crash back into oblivion? I don't think so, guys. Personally, I do not think so. In fact, I do believe we would be supported somewhere on this sort of legacy trend. You could see we might, fall down here and touch around the 9.2K, 9.3K level potentially, or worst case scenarios, say everything just goes absolutely to the downside, then we may come down to this sort of support we had down here. We're obviously not going to have a straight fall, right? So we might come down to, the 7.7K, 7.8K level. I don't know. It's possible. Full on crash of the market. I don't think that's going to happen. Now, we did have some speculation as to why we might have seen a little bit of a sell-off or why we could see more of a sell-off. And that was basically because of this almost 12,000 Bitcoin worth around $118 million that they're saying could be still from the Plus token scam. And this is from Whale Alert, right? So these guys still have Bitcoin in possession. I think they still have some Ethereum in possession as well. And if they're waiting to cash out, they could create a massive sell-off that could have sort of a trickle-down effect, right? But the question is, how much would this sell-off really hold? I think that there's a lot of eager traders, a lot of whales even, that are looking to accumulate. So in my opinion, if they were to have a massive sell-off, I think it would be instantly bought back up and you would just see this giant wick, right? It would be a great opportunity for anybody that could catch it. But I personally, in my own opinion, you could have a different opinion, I think that the bear market is over. I don't think we're going down to these $6,000, $5,000 levels that people are calling for. I just think people are salty that they didn't get to accumulate at lower prices. That's just my opinion moving forward. But you can see here, we had a wick all the way up to 11.4, but we're still trying to push up on the lower time frame right here. So that is the situation moving forward. And once again, my goodness, Mehmet from the Crypto Zombies Telegram group, if you haven't joined it, definitely check it out. He is part of the community. Look at this guy, absolutely smashing it up, almost $42,000 at the time of this snapshot, 200% increase. Wow. That's amazing. That's an amazing profit, my friend. Congratulations. Now, moving on. We do also have Google searches for Bitcoin up 33% in just the past week. Obviously, people tend to care when the price is up. You tell people to buy Bitcoin at 3,000, everybody calls you crazy. Bitcoin breaks 10K, and suddenly you're getting phone calls from people from college and high school that you haven't heard from in years, and they want to know more about Bitcoin, right? So, that is something that you're just going to have to get used to. Now, as far as Bitcoin, gold, and dollars looking for basically as a safe haven for investors after the coronavirus, they say deaths are up to 1,000. We're not going to go into that. Now, the one thing I did want to talk about is the fact that we do have the chief economist from the CME Group, Blue Putnam, and he's talking about, increasing your allocation to maybe 2% exposure in Bitcoin. I'm actually going to play this clip from him super quick. He's a very slow talker. I actually sped this up to 1.5x, so he might have a little bit of a chipmunk sound. If you're not interested, just skip past this and then we'll get to the rest of the video. But for now, I do want to play this clip super fast.
Question. Bitcoin has been much too volatile to serve as a dependable store of value. Indeed, Bitcoin has not shown any dependable correlation either to macroeconomic factors or to typical portfolio asset classes such as equities and fixed income. And therein lies the portfolio challenge or perhaps opportunity. If Bitcoin is not likely to correlate to economic factors or to traditional equities and fixed income securities, then Bitcoin could serve as a portfolio diversification tool. It may seem counterintuitive to add a highly volatile exposure to a portfolio and expect total portfolio risk to decline. Yet that is where the lack of correlation comes into play. Of course, since Bitcoin is highly volatile, only a very small allocation, say 2% of the portfolio, might reduce risk if the lack of correlation holds. As it happens, and we tested only 2019, a very small allocation of Bitcoin to a 60-40% equity fixed income portfolio did show some very modest risk reduction, but just for this 1 year. The portfolio potential for diversification also shows up in how Bitcoin prices might behave if geopolitical events destabilize traditional markets and created uncertainty. Take the novel coronavirus, which flared into the market psychology during the week of January 20th, 2020. Along with established flight to quality exposures, such as U.S. Treasuries and gold, Bitcoin prices rallied too. Bitcoin started 2020 just below $7,000 and moved above $9,000 on January 27, 2020, as virus worries accelerated. It's too early to tell if a volatile and highly risky exposure such as Bitcoin can gain a footing in the world of portfolio diversification and risk management. Yet it is certainly an interesting concept deserving of further study and a lot more experience. I'm Blue Putnam, Chief Economist, CME Group.
Well, isn't Blue Putnam just a ball of energy? I know, that was kind of boring, right? And I even sped that up at 1.5x. However, I just wanted to show you guys that he was a little bit cautious. He's not saying, jump right in, but you can see how they're slowly introducing this concept of having more exposure to Bitcoin to the average investor. You're seeing actual financial advisors, unlike myself, I'm just a guy on the internet, but actual financial advisors advising their clients to have Bitcoin exposure. And there's only 21 million Bitcoin in the world, estimated 4 million are probably lost forever. So yeah, there's definitely not enough for all the millionaires to own one Bitcoin. So just gonna kind of point that out for you guys moving forward. Now, William Shatner has actually responded to the whole Craig Wright Satoshi thing. He says, ask yourself, why would someone claim to be Satoshi and offer zero proof? Either put up or shut up, right? Gotta love William Shatner, gotta love Captain Kirk. Now, actually, speaking of Bitcoin SV, this article came out and said that Bitcoin SV is rumored to be listed on Coinbase. Now, I actually tweeted about this. It was a little bit of a mixed reception from people. I said, hey, if you're going to list Bitcoin SV, why not just list things like BitConnect? Why not just list Plus Token or OneCoin, right? Now, okay, in all reality, they weren't Bitcoin forks. So I do understand the fact that Bitcoin SV, it was a fork of Bitcoin. Some people may have had their Bitcoin on the exchange, right? So they want their Bitcoin SV. They feel that they deserve it. Now, just to point out, not your keys, not your coins. I mean, Coinbase doesn't really have to technically give you the fork, but the question is, where does this end? I mean, we had Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Diamond, Bitcoin God, Bitcoin Private, Super Bitcoin, right? So where does it end with these different forks? Now, I do understand that Bitcoin SV is currently the number 5 cryptocurrency, so let me know what you guys think about that. Do you think that Bitcoin SV should be listed on Coinbase? I'm curious. Drop your comments below. Or do you think that people deserve to have their coins? They should be distributed, maybe provide an address and you can have your coins, or you can have the ability to sell your coins. But do you think Bitcoin SV should actually be listed on Coinbase? Do you really think that having a coin like that is, going to be great for these newer people in the space? Or realistically, do you think that Coinbase probably just doesn't even care because, hey, money's money and trading fees are trading fees? Let me know what you guys think about that below. Moving on, though, we do have the U.S. Secret Service saying they could receive up to $2.4 billion in funding to monitor crypto crimes as part of the White House budget proposal for 2021. So according to the budget document they had, the service will be tasked with monitoring the use of cryptos in money laundering and terrorist financing. Now, there's an excerpt from the budget that says this. It says, technological advancements in recent decades, such as cryptocurrencies and the increasing interconnectedness of the international financial market, have resulted in more complex criminal organizations and revealed stronger links between financial and electronic crimes and the financing of terrorists and rogue state actors. They say the budget proposed that legislation to return the U.S. Secret Service to the Treasury to create new efficiencies in the investigation of these crimes and prepare the nation to face the threats of tomorrow. So once again, this is sort of painting, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and the whole terrorist, nefarious limelight, right? Which we know that that's not the only reason for Bitcoin. In fact, it's been established that Bitcoin is a horrible use case currently. We do have things like, Taproot and Schnorr coming out, but currently it's not really the greatest coin to use if you're going to do private transactions, but you are seeing them, stepping in and saying, hey, we need to pay attention. This is a real, situation we need to look in, whether it's a threat or not. But I don't want to end on bad news today. I do want to end on some better news. You can see right here, they basically say, well, I have the tweet pulled up. This is actually from Reddit, but essentially this was, I'll show you the actual tweet. This is a real tweet actually from Apple. And it says the music biz has definitely changed since the days of 45s, 8 tracks, and CDs. If you're a musician, get a load of this amazing new tool to share your craft. If you're a music lover, take on a fresh new way to discover artists. Get Audis Music. Why am I bringing this up? Well, this is actually built on Ethereum and IPFS as well. So, yeah, that's pretty amazing, guys. We have an Ethereum app being promoted by the official app store. So pretty bullish, guys, pretty bullish. The world is definitely shifting moving forward, and it is about that time. It is time to give away the Ledger Nano S to one lucky winner. Now, we had 6 videos last week, so I do have to change this to 6. Let's generate. So video number 1. So that is Monday's video right here. So let's click on that right here. All right. Actually, hold on one second. What was, I think I might have only done 5 videos last week. What was it February 3rd? Sorry, guys, I got to look this up real quick. I think I might have only done a few videos. February 3rd was Monday. Okay, I just want to make sure that I don't pick the wrong video. So we just need to copy this right here, come over to our random comment generator, and let's see. Let us see right here. We had 384 unique comments. That's not a lot of comments on that video. So good chance for winners. I guess that wasn't a popular video on Monday. All right, well, let's see anyway. Staking Tezos and waiting for XRP to blast. Meantime, betting with Bitcoin and Ether on sports to accumulate. Need a ledger, of course. Well, Scott Pierpont, you are the winner of the ledger. You know what to do. Basically, just go to my official channel right here. You can hit me up in the About section, or you can just drop a comment in my official Telegram, all right? But don't go in the comments, nothing like that. So that being said, guys, that is it for me today. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a great start to your week. Let's have a look at where Bitcoin is right now. It's over 10,300 currently. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about the whole this whole market could crash and go to zero thing. So let me know your opinions on that. Thanks again for coming back to the channel. You guys are the reason that I do this every single day for the most part. I may have to take some days off coming up this month. I have a lot going on in the background. It's difficult for me to push out content every single day the way that I used to, but you know I try my best, guys. If I can get a video out, I will. Thank you so much again for all your support. My name is K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto, and of course, peace out.